Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Over the Fence Common Sense podcast. This show will typically be a lighthearted, funny, and sarcastic look at the world that we live in today and challenges we never expected to face as a society full of people with common sense. So let's jump right in. I'm going to start off with just some random things that really piss me off. Maybe you'll agree, maybe not. We'll see. The first thing is people insisting that ICE agents remove their masks. No one ever said anything about SWAT teams or drug agents, undercover cops, even protesters are allowed to wear masks. How is that even possible? Remember during COVID, the mask mandates? I would wear a mask, just saying. The next thing is commercials that are 5 decibels louder than any show you're watching. It's so loud. You know, you're watching a program, you're relaxing, you're chilling, and all of a sudden a commercial comes on and it's 5 decibels louder than the program, and you jump out of your skin. I seem to remember that years ago there was FCC rules about this, and you weren't allowed to do that. But where's the FCC? Do we even have an FCC anymore? I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old and cranky, but that just really annoys me. Have you ever noticed how if you disagree with a Democrat on any issue, it could be the weather or a baseball game, all of a sudden you're a Nazi, you're a fascist, you're a racist, you're a homophobe, just for a simple disagreement. That's why I like John Fetterman. Oh my gosh, he will stand up for the right issue no matter who he offends. And it's usually Democrats, but he puts them in their place. I have high hopes for him. And then there's Bernie Sanders. For some reason, everything about that man annoys me. His voice, God knows his hair. He looks like the judge from the Muppets. Seriously, look it up. So, let's move on to some other topics and random things that just make you scratch your head and think to yourself, what the hell has happened to our country? So, here we go. The first thing I'd like to talk about is boys and girls sports. I guess the first question would be, if boys and girls are created equal, why did they ever come up with women's leagues to begin with? I mean, clearly, if you have common sense, it's because they're different. Clearly, on every level. And is it just me, or do you only see this in school, high school, college level? I mean, have you ever seen a trans person in the NFL? No. And it's because it's the crap they're teaching kids in school. I don't understand why teachers don't get back to teaching the stuff that they really need. I mean, our students are already behind because of COVID. So let's get back to math, English, civics, geography, American history. Leave the political conversations and controversial issues for the parents and families at home. It's where it should be. And just to be clear, I don't care what you identify as, gay, trans, whatever all the letters are, but I don't care who you sleep with, I don't care what you identify as, I don't care how you dress, none of that affects me. My philosophy is, you do you, boo-boo. But clearly, in my opinion, this is a decision that needs to be made by someone who's an adult, 21 or over. Changing their body, their preferred pronoun, allowing this for a minor in school is just insane. I know when I was in school, We couldn't even use chapstick or take a Tylenol without going to the nurse's office, having a parent's note or whatever. It's something that should be reserved for adults. The thought that a child can change their sex in some states without parental notification is ludicrous. It's beyond lack of common sense. It's just crazy. And don't even get me started on these drag story times at elementary schools. Who thinks this is okay? Now, don't get me wrong. A drag show as an adult with the right friends, it can be hilarious. But again, let's reserve this for the adults. Just saying. No place for a kid. Totally switching gears. I don't have school-age children, but I do have 7 grandchildren. And I can honestly say, if I had kids in school, I would be raising hell about the amount of homework these kids come home with. It's 2 hours. You know, you've got parents that are working 8 hours, they stop at the store on the way home, they're planning for dinner, only to get home and find out, oh, this one's got math and spelling, and this one has a book report due tomorrow that they forgot to tell you about. Oh, holy hell. How do you survive this? And if you have 1, 2, 3 children, it's like punishment. I don't know how parents do it. And you know, if you have to sit down and help them, well, did you know there's a new math? I don't know what was wrong with the old math, but I guess because everybody figured that out, they needed to come up with a new math. So, unless you know new math, you really can't even help them. It's crazy. I will always try to cover various topics, not just politics, but some things just need to be said. And I think the vast majority of Americans right now believe that our government is crooked. And that is so sad. I mean, it's just sad. Our founding fathers, though, they predicted that there would be these issues with the government. So that's why they came out with the Constitution. Especially since politicians seem to enter the government and they make them, you know, good salary, but all of a sudden they're mega rich. Now, you know, if you watch the news, it's like, well, my husband does this or my wife does that, but at the end of the day, we're all scratching our heads, you know, red flag. Now, I'm not smart enough to figure out how they do all of that. But I can assure you there were laws broken, rules, policies. I hope the fraud task force, headed up by Vice President Vance, produces some answers to some of these questions. And I did recently read that government officials have what they call qualifying immunity, but they can be investigated, arrested, imprisoned if they commit certain crimes. So that gives us a little hope, since it's affecting every stage of the government, not just Somali citizens or Somali immigrants are guilty. You know, we have many stages. So now I'd like to share something with you personal that happened to me a few months ago, and it just irked me. My primary doctor ordered a certain test for me, and I called and scheduled it. And a few hours later, I got a call from the lady at the testing center, and she just wanted to let me know that my copay for this test was $750. I said, what? Good Lord, how much does the test cost if my copay is $750? So I politely asked her just to cancel my appointment, put it on hold. I need to take a minute and talk to my insurance company. But just out of curiosity, I asked her, I said, what if I didn't even have insurance? Oh, well, she said, the cash price for this would be $400. Can somebody please explain this to me? I mean, if the price is $400, the price is $400. And I understand the insurance companies and the providers have all these whatever deals. It just should be a little more transparent, because it doesn't make sense to me how it is that the test is $400. That should be the amount that the insurance company's charged and that my copay is based on. So it seems crazy that I should just go in and say I have no insurance and pay $400 instead of paying my copay, which is $750. Shaking my head on this one. Truly shaking my head. So, thank you all for hopefully enjoying my first podcast. I like to keep it short and sweet. Don't want to bore anybody to tears. Look for upcoming weekly podcasts that will include guests, interviews, candid conversations, and much more. You just never know. And remember, folks, what you allow is what will continue. So if you're not happy, do something about it. You can. Until next time, God bless you and America. Good night.